performers, but which three will advance to the finals? Who's the best? Find out on the Saturday Night Music Machine semifinals at 7:30, right here on Channel 4.
Days of Our Lives in Another World will not be seen today, but will return tomorrow at their regularly scheduled times. Now stay tuned for a special presentation of the Detroit Tigers home opener, next on Channel 4.
It's been almost 200 days since they played a baseball game at Michigan and Trumbull, and here it is, opening day. Where is everybody? Baseball's back. Today on Tigers 84, we are live from the field with the opening day festivities. Also today on Sparky and Al, featuring sportscaster Al Ackerman, a look at the essence of the streak. George and Al with a perspective from the broadcast booth, and we will look at the stars of the hottest Tiger start in decades. Brought to you by First of America, with over 200 offices across Michigan working together to be first, and by your neighborhood True Value store. The more you've got to do, the more you need True Value hardware stores. We've got what it takes. Hello again, everybody. You know, Garland Jeffries wrote a song 10 years ago. It was entitled Wild in the Streets. I'm not sure whether he was referring to Michigan Avenue on opening day for the Tiger baseball season, but perhaps, well, he might have. There is something so exciting about opening day. It's kind of like unwrapping a present for the first time. The newness of it just kind of gets to you like it never can again after that. Opening day sometimes reminds me of St. Patrick's Day, too, for lack of a better analogy, where it's an excuse, a justification to party down, and there are few bosses Scrooge enough to stop everybody's fun. So wild, and of course Michigan Avenue outside attests to that, which is perhaps the largest outdoor bar in the world today. Tiger optimism running very, very high. Of course, they are 5-0 off to a fantastic start, and we are just about ready to go. I had this dream last night, I got to tell you. As we came out here on the field to begin the show, I was some security guards come to me with their arms full of gifts, and they said, "Congratulations, you have just become the 1,000th man to ask for an interview with Jack Morris." I guess I am about the 1,000th guy. "Come on here, Jack." I said, "Hold the gifts. I'll just take the interview." Have you tired of dealing with the media by now? Has it been the kind of assault that I imagine it has been?
Well, Eli, I never really expected so much attention to be given to a guy just for pitching a no-hitter. I won a ball game, and I've won a lot of games. I won 90 of them in the big leagues, and all of a sudden I get more attention than I've ever been given in my life. And it's exciting, but I guess it is getting a little old. What's the one question you haven't been asked yet? Can you think of one? Well, the only question that kind of went through my mind is, Jack Morris, do you think you could have hit Jack Morris the other day? And
Could you have?
I can hit anybody.
You were 2 for 2 down in spring training or something like that, weren't you?
I was 2 for 4. I've batted 500 for the 3rd year in a row.
Jack, you're off to a great start, obviously, the way you finished last year. Do you redirect your goals at all from this no-hitter? Do you let your mind wander as to what you could possibly accomplish this year in terms of numbers and things like that?
Well, the first part of the year, you're always optimistic. You're out there trying to win the very first game, then the second game, and you're just wondering where it can go from there. But you got to keep it all in perspective. We've got over 150 games to go yet. There's no sense getting, overly excited so it affects us on the ball field.
5 straight wins, of course, don't happen by accident. You know, the oldest cliche in baseball is that it takes 25 men to win, and that's very true. And other than the few Tigers that haven't seen action yet, it indeed has been a case of everybody doing a little something to produce victory. Most encouraging is to see how the question marks, the new faces like Darrell Evans have come through. Evans jumped off to a big start with the game-clinching 3-run home run opening night, and otherwise has a club-high 5 RBIs. Worried about making a good first impression, he has happily covered that. While Evans is DH'd, new guy Dave Bergman, the other half of the San Francisco connection, has been all he was hyped to be in the field, helping out in particular as a defensive replacement in Morris's no-hitter on Saturday. A little nervous at first at the plate, particularly on opening night. He's gonna settle down and hit. Meantime, Sparky's gone out of his way to get Willie Hernandez seriously involved as the bullpen stopper. So far, only Morris's no-hitter has kept Willie off the mound in every game. He's thrown his blazer in all 4 others and given up just 2 hits in 5 innings, and he's become the finisher, taking some of the load off Lopez. The 2 Latinos, Lanzaderos de Fuego, flamethrowers, to put enemy hitters in a Hispanic panic in '84. Barbaro Garbe busted Sunday's 5th straight win open with a pinch 2-run double. Sparky raves about his hitting. By the looks of it, fast hands and an ability to spray, Barbaro could be dangerous. So far, Kirk Gibson looks like the brand new man we were promised. His Kaline coached fielding has been solid. He has 2 homers already and 3 extra base hits. Ooh, watch out for a trimmed down and determined Gibby. Of course, it's taken the customary work of the proven stars to provide the performance base. Morris, without saying, has 2 of the 5 wins, as well as, for example, Lemon hitting .368 with 5 RBIs and more great outfielding. Trammell also hitting .400 with 4 stolen bases. Speaking of whom, we are here with Alan Trammell. Alan, let's get this out of the way real fast. I noticed you signed a 2-year contract extension. What was the motivation to tie yourself up until '89?
Well, Jim Campbell and Bill LaJoy called me in the office during spring training, and the offer overwhelmed me, and I just decided to take it.
So it was just 2 more years?
Yes, it was. I was signed through '87, and they extended my contract. They didn't renegotiate. It was just an extension.
Now, pardon me for saying, but every time I look at last year's stats and I see you 4th in the league in hitting at .319, my eyes kind of bug out a little bit. That was obviously a little beyond your expectations, too?
Well, I don't really think that. I think I'm capable of doing great things, and I don't see any reasons why I can't continue to hit well. Who knows if I'm going to hit .319, but if I can hit .300 and get on base like I'm capable of, we're going to score a lot more runs.
So far this season, every game I've seen, and it's been most of them, I'm really overwhelmed by the determination. That's become a cliche of sorts, but it seems like the Tigers are uniquely determined. Do you feel anything thus far?
Well, we've gotten off to a great start, and everybody's feeling very confident right now, and hopefully it'll carry over. We know we have a long season, but it's also very nice to get off to a 5-0 start.
I know you got to play it 1 game at a time. That's an old cliche too, but don't you have to think about the streak, how far it may go and things like that?
Well, I think anytime you open up, we've looked at what Oakland and the Atlanta Braves did a few years ago, and we're looking at that, but you do have to take them 1 at a time. We'd like to get in the record books just like Jack Morris did the other day, but you know, it's a long season, like I said, and we're just going to try to take them 1 at a time. Alan,
thanks a lot. Good luck to you. We'll be back with more, including Sparky and Alan, more Tigers 84 after this. Okay. Well, shortly ago, near this very spot on the field, Sparky Anderson and Al Ackerman had a conversation, and amongst other things, they, of course, discussed the Tigers' great start thus far.
Congratulations, Sparky. I know you get a little uneasy, and it's been reported that you are, but 5-0 is a heck of a way to start the season.
Well, you know, I don't get uneasy. I get professional, I think. When you're winning, keep your mouth shut. Don't be getting too carried away, because I've been on the other end. You know, I don't like that other manager or other players looking to hear what I got to say when we're winning. So I don't say too much when we're winning. I'll say more when we're losing than when we're winning.
Well, we've been talking a lot about the Tigers. I gave you high marks for one thing that interested me. You went into Minnesota, and we know Minnesota is not one of the elite teams, and you did what you have to do to be consistent winners. You beat a team that you should beat. Now, Baltimore, on the other hand, went in, the favorite, and got themselves really kicked about. They're now, 4.5 games behind. It's early in the season, but that doesn't help their morale at all.
Oh, no. No team in this league. You can't go in any ballpark in this league and expect to win. I say this. Alan Trammell said it the other day. It's a wonderful quote, and I'm doing a book, and it's a wonderful quote, and I wrote it down. April the 4th, Alan Trammell said, to win, to be a winner, you have to want to. Well, if you'll do that every day, when you go into a ballpark every day, say, today I want to win. That today gives you that chance to know that you have to play as a winner, and the only way you'll do that is by working hard. Lou Whitaker had the other thing, which I thought tops. I'll never hear a quote as good as this. He said, baseball is fun. Play the game, don't let the game play you. And I'm putting both of those in my book because you can do a story on Lou's, and I'm going to do one on that. I think Lou really took that beyond and meant life. Play the game of life, don't let it play you.
Speaking of don't letting it play you, I thought that Jack Morris always had the ingredients, the great natural ability. One thing that Jack had, and both of you and I discussed it, he would get down on himself and get very angry if he gave up a base hit. He has learned to control his emotions. He knows that he can't be perfect all the time, and it showed the other day when he pulled himself together under great pressure to get that no-hitter.
Well, Jack's always been a great athlete, no question about it, but I think the thing that I marvel at now in the last 2 years, Al, is he's a great person. I think when people are that good at doing something, if they don't have that other piece about them where they become a great person no matter what crowd they're in, if they're with children, they know how to be. If they're with grown-ups, they know how to be. If they're with the lawyer, they know how to act. If they're with a priest or a minister, they know how to act. If they don't have that part, they never have the true greatness. They might be awful good as far as statistics, but they never have that one thing. Jack has that now.
I was interested, if you've been on the other end of it, Sparky, where somebody's pitching a no-hitter against you. Now, you've been there. Now, Garagiola, who's played, said, of course we have to talk about a no-hitter going on, because if you don't, the other team's going to remind him. What does the other team do to remind a man when he's pitching a no-hitter?
Well, a lot of times they'll yell to him, that he's got it. It was funny, some guy was drunk. He leaned over in the 7th inning, the top of the 8th. We were hitting. Jack was sitting next to Roger, and I was down the bench further, but this guy leaned over and he said, yeah, you're pitching a no-hitter. Jack said, certainly I do. Sit back and enjoy it.
But you don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be on the other end of a no-hitter.
Well, I was like twice.
You'll do anything to break it up, won't you?
Well, sure, and we were twice in 2 weeks. Holtzman got us, and then the other right-hander, I never can think of his name, pitched to Philadelphia. He hit 2 home runs in the game, beat us 8-0. But we had him on 2 weeks in a row with that Cincinnati club that could hit a little bit. They had 2 no-hitters within 2 weeks.
One final word, Sprague. I was glad it was on national television because I said on the air, I never knew how good the 76 Reds were until I saw them in the World Series. I never knew how good Roberto Clemente was. Now I'm glad that the rest of the country is seeing how good the Tigers are. I think it was great that it was on national television.
Well, they're going to see a great team. This is an outstanding baseball team.
Congratulations, Sprague.
Right,
good
thank
start.
you.
Have a
Appreciate
good opener. Eli?
Thank you, Al. Millions of Tiger fans today are not just hoping for their 6th straight victory of the season, but in the back of their mind, they hope they get to see a couple of perhaps scintillating plays or great catches in the outfield, something like that. 1983 had many, many of them, and let's look back at some of the spectacular plays of the season. Yes, we just saw Chester Lemon making that great catch against the Angels. You've been through 20 of these season openers. You get a little excited?
Yeah, you know what I get interested in, and I want to get to it quickly. I like to see the reaction to the lineups when they come out there. Jack Morris, I want to see the ovation. Right. I also want to see what happens when the governor and the mayor come out. There'll be quite a crescendo here, and I think this is a rare opportunity, the only opportunity of my lifetime that I've seen opening day televised, and I guess we're going to go take the starting lineups as they're introduced to this crowd here at Tiger Stadium.
Okay, let's do that.
Number 29, Marv Retman. Number 37, Rich Donnelly. Number 42, Wayne Terwilliger. Number 52, Dick Such. The trainer is Bill Ziegler, and the equipment manager for Texas, Joe Macco. Texas Rangers. And with perfect weather and an undefeated baseball team, it's a pleasure to introduce the '84 Detroit Tigers, led by the manager, number 11, Sparky Anderson. And the players in numerical order, number 1, Lou Whitaker. Number 3, Alan Trammell. Number 8, Marty Castillo. Number 12, Rod Allen. Number 13, Lance Parrish. Number 14, Dave Bergman. Number 15, Rusty Coons. Number 16, Tom Brookins. Number 17, Glenn Abbott. Number 19, Dave Rozema. Number 20, Howard Johnson. Number 21, Willie Hernandez. Number 23, Kirk Gibson. Number 25, Dwight Lowry. Number 27, Barbaro Garbe. Number 29, Aurelio Lopez. Number 30, John Grubb. Number 31, Larry Herndon. Number 34, Chet Lemon. Number 39, Milt Wilcox. Number 40, Doug Bear. Number 41, Darrell Evans. Number 44, Juan Berenguer. Number 46, Dan Petry. And number 47, Jack Morris. The Tiger coaches this year, number 26, Gates Brown. Number 26, Gates Brown. Number 38, Roger Craig. Number 50, Billy Consolo. Number 51, Alex Gramis. Number 53, Dick Trzaskowski. The trainers, Bill Beam and Pio DeSalvo. And the equipment manager, Jim Schmeichel. The 1984 Detroit Tigers. In the outfield at the moment, presenting the colors today, the Joint Armed Forces Color Guard. The band out in center field, the Merle Alvey Band, under the direction of Joe Vitale. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please join Mr. Robert Taylor in the singing of our national anthem.
just moments away from the ceremonial first pitch. Mayor Coleman Young and the Governor Blanchard are on hand, and we will have that when Tigers 84 returns. Tigers 84 continues. Today's game is brought to you by Miller High Life, the best beer for the best part of the day. Welcome to Miller Time. By Chevrolet, America is on the move, and Chevrolet is supplying the wheels. Chevrolet and you taking charge. By your local McDonald's restaurants, a proud sponsor of the 1984 Olympics. By Highland Appliance, everything you never expected from an appliance store. And by America's largest carpet retailer, New York Carpet World, the better carpet people. We are awaiting the ceremonial first pitch. Mayor Coleman Young, I believe, will be hurling with his receiver to be Governor James Blanchard. The mayor, in truth, has not gotten the warmest of ovations in the past years. Maybe we can equate that to the type of reception that Lou Whitaker gets when he comes out onto the field. But we're awaiting for this momentarily, and we don't see His Honor quite in sight yet. As you heard the introductions, Jack Morris, far and away, as Al and I were speculating would get, had the biggest round of applause. Jack doffing his cap to the crowd. He has certainly spiced or been the key element to this 5-game winning streak to start the season. The Tigers' record for consecutive wins is 13. Nobody's really talked about that happening, but here we see near home plate is Governor Blanchard. I haven't seen whether he has laced up his protective shin guards or whatever, but apparently we're shortly going to have the ceremonial first pitch as we await opening day, home opening day that is, 1984 here at Tiger Stadium. Is that Vince Doyle behind him? Sonny Elliott, who I believe will be umpiring again. How he manages to turn that into a hilarious act, only Sonny can do. Dan Petry down in the right field corner, warming up, ready to pitch before a capacity crowd of over 52,000 people here on opening day. It's gotten considerably warmer. It was quite chilly and nippy this morning, but the wind seems to have died down and the sun is starting to beat on us, and I think it'll be a very, very nice day for the Tiger opener. A couple of guys sprinting in the outfield. We're still waiting for Mayor Young to come out with the governor and get this first ceremonial pitch underway in the 1984 season home version to go. Dave Stewart will be opposing Dan Petry today. Stewart, a big right-hander for the Texas Rangers, who they got last year in trade from the Los Angeles Dodgers for Rick Honeycutt. Honeycutt was somewhat of a disappointment for the Dodgers, whereas Stewart has turned into be a fine addition for the Rangers, a relief pitcher who now enjoys a starting role. Most of the fans are in place, sun in the bleachers, the beach ball starting to go. We hope we don't have too many incidents of them floating down on the field this afternoon. Big crowd over by the Tiger dugout, as there always is on opening day. It seems like every reporter from every surrounding state comes down to see the Tiger opening day, get a few interviews, and just feel the flavor of it all. You see Sonny Elliott there with his catcher's, with his protective chest pad about to put on. Not that he really needs it. The mayor doesn't have that deadly of a fastball. Dave Stewart lost his first game. He's 0-1. The stadium scoreboard tells us that he gave up 6 hits in 4 innings. Also gave up 5 runs, whereas Petry is 1-0. He won the second game of the season in Minnesota when they beat the Twins. I believe the score was 7-3 last Thursday. After that, of course, they went on to Chicago. Wilcox won on Friday. Jack Morris with his gem on Saturday. We talked with Jack in the pregame show. Of course, everybody's talked to Jack in the last 3 days. As we say, he's done about 1,000 interviews, but he is not tired of it quite yet. And then on Sunday, let's see what happened Sunday. The Tigers won their 5th straight game. Dave Rozema going 4 innings. Aurelio Lopez and Willie Hernandez coming on to finish it up. Lopez getting the win in that one, and Hernandez, who has certainly been the workhorse thus far, pitching in his 4th game. He's pitched in every game except, of course, Morris's no-hitter, and you get the feeling that hadn't Jack had a no-hitter going, he would have pitched in that one also. Well, we were supposed to pretty much begin the ball game at 1:30. That's what time it is now, as we're still awaiting the first pitch, the ceremonial first pitch. Governor Blanchard and his umpire, Sonny Elliott, are here. I imagine we are waiting for the presence of His Honor himself. The rumor was Tom Selleck, that famous Tiger fan, was going to be in town for this, but that apparently did not come to pass. Well, there seems to be some motion near home plate. The cameras are getting into place, and I think we are about to have that ceremonial first pitch. Sparky is out there with his lineup card. We don't see Doug Rader, the Ranger manager. Tigers, of course, in first place with a 5-0 record. They have a game-and-a-half lead over the Cleveland Indians. The Indians really not picked to do much this year. Finish show in certainly the bottom half of the division are off to a pretty good start. And down in last place, the Milwaukee Brewers, who have lost their first 5 games, the mirror image start of the Tigers. The most interesting early American League note, of course, has been the Baltimore Orioles have lost their first 4 games, and very few of them have been close. They have gotten beat pretty handily from their opening day 5-2 loss to the White Sox to where the Twins just up and swept them in Minnesota this weekend. Dan Petry will try and get his second win. He'll be the second Tiger to have a couple of wins. Of course, Jack Morris has 2. Jack was named American League Pitcher of the Week to no one's surprise at all, with an 0.56 ERA. In that 2-0 record. We're going to go to John Bell now, the public address announcer.
The ceremonial first pitch to get the 1984 baseball season underway. At home plate, assisting, I guess, in umpiring this will be Sonny Elliott. Catching, the governor of the great state of Michigan, the Honorable James J. Blanchard. And to throw out that first pitch, the mayor of the city of Detroit, the Honorable Coleman A. Young.
Well, as usual, Sonny's giving him instructions. I do believe he knows where home plate is, Sonny. I think although the mayor has moved up a little bit this year. We threw it in the dirt last year from 60 feet, 6 inches. Here it comes from 50 feet, and it does reach the plate a little on the inside corner. And there we have it. We are about to begin the 1984 season. Let's send it back upstairs to our play-by-play announcers, George, Kell, and Al Kaline. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thanks, Eli. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's opening day in Detroit. Everybody knows that by now. The stadium is full. We've just had the ceremonial throwing of the first ball, and Al, the governor, was behind the plate. The mayor was on the mound. They booed them both, and as you said, they boo anybody that walks out there.
It's a tradition here, and I would imagine just about every ballpark in the country whenever a dignitary throws out the first ball, they get a very big round of boos.
That's just part of opening day, and everybody's in a very upbeat mood here today at Tiger Stadium. The Tigers and the Texas Rangers getting ready to go to open the season here in Detroit. Dan Petry's going to pitch for the Tigers. He won his first start of the year. That was in Minnesota. He beat the Twins 7-3, and it'll be Dave Stewart going for Texas. And we're going to be right back with Tiger baseball after this message.
Here's the batting lineup for the Texas Rangers. Leading off in left field, Billy Sample. Batting second, Buddy Bell at third base. Batting third in center field, George Wright. Batting fourth, Larry Parrish, the DH. Batting fifth, playing right field, Gary Ward. Batting sixth, Pete O'Brien at first base. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ned Yost. Batting eighth, playing second base, Wayne Tolleson. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Curtis Wilkinson. Defensively for the Detroit Tigers around the infield, Bergman at first base, Whitaker at second base, Trammell shortstop, Howard Johnson playing third. Around the outfield, Herndon in left, Lemon in center, and Gibson playing right field. Lance Parrish behind the plate for the Tigers. And Dan Petry going after his second win of the season. He pitched the second game in Minnesota where he was a winner, 7-3, pitched 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 4 base balls, and had 1 strikeout. Dan Petry has never pitched an opening day at Tiger Stadium. However, last year, April 12th, he pitched in Yankee Stadium. That was the home opener for the Yankees in front of a record crowd, 55,579 people. And the Tigers were winners that day against the Yankees, 13-2. Dan's record, career record at Tiger Stadium, 30 wins, 16 losses. Despite only being 6-6 last year. His career record against the Texas Rangers, 5 wins, 4 losses. A year ago, 1 win and 2 losses. So Dan Petry has had some trouble with these Texas Rangers. Great sunny day here at Tiger Stadium. The wind blowing straight in from right field. Probably one player on the Tiger team right now, wish it was overcast, would be Kirk Gibson, who had some trouble here opening day, and this can be a terrible ballpark early in the season and late in the season playing right field. Dan Petry on the mound for the Tigers, going for win number 2 in this 84 season. George?
Well, we're ready to go, Al. Billy Sample will lead it off for the Rangers, followed by Buddy Bell, and then George Wright. Just a beautiful afternoon here in Detroit. You couldn't ask the weatherman to do any better by you. Bright, sunshiny day. Temperature is supposed to reach about 62 degrees. There is a breeze, a rather strong breeze, blowing from right field toward home plate. As we get ready for the first pitch in Detroit in this 84 campaign. And it's a strike. He got it over, a good hard slider, and Petry out in front of Billy Sample.
They'll try to keep the ball away from Sample. He's a good inside fastball hitter. They'll throw him hard stuff and breaking balls away if they can.
Another hard slider, strike 2. Billy Sample off to a slow start. This fellow's been a good hitter everywhere he's been. Had some great years in the minor leagues. He's batting at .222 here in this young season.
Might have been the best minor league hitter ever. He averaged in 3 years, .358 in 3 years.
Yeah, he had some great years. And the 2-strike pitch coming up. That'll make it 1-2. Tigers are off tomorrow. They play the Rangers again on Thursday, and it might be just another opening day on Thursday because Jack Morris is going to pitch in that one. Here's one hit deep down the left field line. Herndon near the fence, and he's got it. Al, he hung it inside, just what you said, and he hit it pretty good.
I tell you what, I believe that Sample thought this thing had a chance to go outside. You can see a curveball. Peaches threw it inside, and he's a good inside hitter. Herndon makes a pretty good running play, but I thought the ball had a chance to be a home run.
There's Buddy Bell with 1 out and nobody on. Buddy batting in the unfamiliar number 2 position for him. He normally bats 3, 4, 5. And he hits it hard into left field for a base hit. So Buddy Bell jumped on the first pitch, and he drilled it past Johnson into left field.
You can see Lance wants the ball outside. He throws it inside part of the plate, and Bell rifles it. They were playing him off the line, so that means that they want to pitch him outside, but Dan Petry made a mistake and threw the ball inside.
That'll bring up George Wright, the center fielder. This fellow is a switch batter, and he'll be batting left-handed against Petry.
Maybe the best all-around player on the Texas ball club.
Pitch is low, and it's 1 ball to Wright. Kansas City is at Baltimore tonight. Minnesota at New York this afternoon. Cleveland in Chicago tonight. Dan Petry gets ready. There's a chopper toward first base. They're going to have to hurry. They got him. I didn't know whether Bergman really knew the speed of George Wright or not, and he played it rather nonchalant at first.
Tough play, play that Peaches could have probably taken himself. He wanted the little toss-off for him, and you can see there just touched him on the shoulder.
So the runner goes to second with 2 outs, and the batter will be the designated hitter, Larry Parrish.
Parrish led Texas in home runs, 26, had 88 RBIs.
Buddy Bell, the runner at second with 2 outs. Parrish, big, strong, right-handed batter. He's a third baseman by trade and has been playing the outfield mostly with this ball club, of course, with Buddy Bell here. Now he's the designated hitter.
Yeah, Gary Ward moved him right out of the right field spot.
1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit, and that'll get a run in. Just out of the reach of Trammell into center field, and a single by Parrish. The Rangers take the lead. We'll take another look at it as he hits it hard.
Yeah, Dan just does not have his good control right now. Again, Parrish, Lance Parrish wanted to pitch outside. He threw it down the middle of the plate. He just has not had good control with his pitches so far in this game.
So the Rangers jump off in front 1-0, and the batter will be Gary Ward. They got this fella from Minnesota where he had a big year. A single by Bell, a bounce out by Wright, got the runner to second, then the single by Parrish gets the run in. And a pitch outside. Rangers have hit the ball rather hard off Petry here in the first inning. It's a strike. Gary Ward tried to check his swing, went too far. Makes it 1-1. And the pitch from Petry. It's fouled away to the upper deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They're still coming in here at Tiger Stadium. Michigan Avenue was just jammed before the ball game, and a lot of those people are just getting into the stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes. slashes inside, makes it 2-2. Petry thought he had him struck out. Pitch just off the corner. Ball 2 and strike 2. Yeah, he needs to check that big guy. He had a big lead on the pitch before. You don't expect Parrish to run, but if you give him a free run at it, he might go. Gary Ward just got a piece of it, and the count remains 2-2.
This fella here spent 8 years in the minor leagues, so he's paid his dues to be up here in the major leagues, and he's had some outstanding years for the Minnesota Twins.
It's ball 2 and strike 2 to the right fielder, Gary Ward. He waits on the pitch from Dan Petry. And it's 3-2. It's like the off-speed pitch, Al. Fork ball, slip pitch, whatever that Petry has been working on. Ball 3, strike 2.
I mentioned at the top of the show, George, he's had trouble with Texas. He's only 5-4 a lifetime against the Rangers, and you know, Dan's been a mighty good pitcher the last 3 or 4 years.
So the runner at first will be moving on the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. He struck him out. He foul tipped it right into the mid of Parrish, and Gary Ward strikes out. They get a run on 2 hits. Strand a man. We go to the bottom of the first. Rangers 1, Tigers coming to bat.
For years now, we've been kidding Jim here about his eyesight. The fact is that Jim has the eyes of an eagle.
Thanks, Boog.
Why, he's one of the first guys to spot light beer from Miller. Saw right away that light tastes great and it's less filling.
Sure, all you have to do is read the label. It says light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer.
I think you want this, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
As I was saying, it's the same as the nose on your face.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Oh, I don't believe this.
Here's the batting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off, Lou Whitaker, second base. Batting second, Alan Trammell, the shortstop. Batting third, the DH, Darrell Evans. Batting fourth, Lance Parrish, the catcher. Batting fifth in right field, Kirk Gibson. Batting sixth, Larry Herndon, left field. Batting seventh, playing first base, Dave Bergman. Batting eighth, Chet Lemon, center field. Batting ninth, the third baseman is Howard Johnson. Defensively for the Rangers, O'Brien at first base, Tolleson, the second baseman, Wilkerson, the shortstop, Buddy Bell at third base. In the outfield, Sample in left, right and center, and Ward playing right field. Ned Yost is a catcher, and the big fellow on the mound, Dave Stewart. He has not faced the Detroit Tigers. He came to Texas in August. He was 5-2 when he was traded from the Dodgers, and he was 5-2 for the Rangers after August. Big, hard-throwing right-hander. Started as a catcher in the Dodger organization.
He does throw hard, Al. His fastball has been clocked at 95 miles per hour at times. And his first pitch is a breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Whitaker. He'll be followed by Trammell and then Darrell Evans. Pitch is low, and it's ball 2 and no strikes. This fellow has one of the good arms in baseball. He's had trouble with his control from time to time. Lou might have helped him out a bit. Ball 2 and strike 1. Dave Stewart. Delivers low, and it's ball 3.
Stewart lost his only start of the season. He only lasted 4 innings against Cleveland. He was a 7-3 loser in that game. Gave up 5 earned runs on 6 hits.
Ball 3, strike 1 to the leadoff man, and he walked him. So Whitaker is on with a walk to start the game. And the batter will be Alan Trammell. Allen, like most of the Tigers on the 5-game road trip, had some big hits.
Allen off to a great start.
He bats with a runner at first and nobody out. As Dave Stewart gets ready. Breaking ball outside. That's a hard slider from Stewart. He hasn't thrown but one fastball. And he is a fastball pitcher. Looks like he's been working Al on a slider and maybe a breaking pitch of some kind besides that. Ooh. There's his good fastball.
That's the hardest ball he's thrown yet so far today.
He almost threw it right by O'Brien. One ball, no strikes to Trammell. He goes to first again. They got Dave Stewart from the Dodgers in a trade for Rick Honeycutt. A strike. He gets it over, and it's 1-1 to Trammell. Dick Tracewski, the first base coach for the Tigers, and Alex Grammas is on at third base. And they've seen a few opening days. One ball, one strike. I tell you, if he doesn't throw that pitch right where O'Brien's got the mid, he's going to throw it by him. Stewart gets ready. Well, they know Sparky likes to run, and he's got his orders. Keep Whitaker close. Try to give some protection to Ned Yost in case Whitaker takes off. Pitch is low. There goes Whitaker. Throw to second, and he's in safely.
As a heads-up play by Lou Whitaker, the ball was not very far away from the catcher Yost.
I think Yost lost him, Al. He looked up and didn't see Whitaker. Then he saw him going. He made the throw, and it was too late. Ball 2 and strike 1. And the pitch to Trammell. Ball 3. Well, Stewart has had some problems getting the ball over the plate here in the first inning. He walked Whitaker on a 3-1 count. He has gone to 3-1 on Trammell.
That's a tendency when you get into Tiger Stadium. It's such a small ballpark. The pitchers try to be very fine with their pitches. And this is the first time Stewart has been in Tiger Stadium, and he can see the short fences.
Ball 3, strike 1. Runner at second, nobody out. We're in the first inning. And he walked. Well, Trammell gets a walk. Tigers put him at first and second with nobody out.
Doug Rader, the fine young manager for the Rangers, out talking to his young pitcher. Of course, coming to bat, Darrell Evans, who a National Leaguer for many years. Stewart, as we mentioned, was traded from the Dodgers to Texas. He should know how to pitch Evans if he can get the ball where he wants to.
Well, the conference is over at the mound. Tigers have them at first and second with nobody out, and Tiger fans will get their first look at home for Darrell Evans. Here's the pitch. Outside. He just missed on the corner. 1 ball, no strikes. He's been close with the last few pitches, but as Al said, he might be trying to be a little fine in this ballpark. There's a long drive. Oh, it's gone. Way back in right field. What a way to start.
Welcome to Tiger Stadium's Darrell Evans. 43,000 people here on their feet, and he hit a rifle shot way back up in the upper deck. Take a look at this swing. He's behind the count. He's looking for the fastball. He gets it, and I'm telling you, he stands at home plate, and he knows it. It goes way back in the upper deck.
Parrish is the batter, and he takes a strike right down the middle. Well, Darrell Evans has just brought this crowd to its feet with a tremendous home run. Strike 2 to Parrish. I remember in spring training talking to Evans. He wasn't doing well. He hadn't hit a home run, hadn't driven in a run. He said, I want to do well for the people in Detroit so much. I want to do well. And he just did. This ball's going to be caught by the catcher. He hit him right on the fist, and Parrish popped it up. So there's 1 out here in the first inning. The batter will be Gibson. Gibby's had a couple of home runs here in this young season. He hit 1 in Minnesota and 1 in Chicago. Dave Stewart delivers. Ooh, he had a rip at it. 1 strike. The home run that Gibson hit in Chicago on Sunday was very much like the one Evans just hit. Never any doubt about it. Pitch outside, and it's 1-1. We're in the first inning. The Tigers 3, the Rangers 1. Both clubs trying to settle down from the opening day jitters. Ball 2 and strike 1. And the pitch from Stewart. He pops it foul. It'll be out of play. Ball 2 and strike 2. Houston plays in Philadelphia today. They're in the second inning, no score. Gibby waits on the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3.
So far, Gibby has been very good at laying off the high fastball. That was a pitch that gave him a lot of trouble last year. So far, he's been able to lay off of it.
There's a shot into right center field. Gibson makes the turn. He's headed for second, but now he comes back. Oh, he could have made it, but Gibby didn't give it a try. He made the big turn. He had it in his mind, but he pulled up short.
Oh, he hits it like a shot, trying to protect the plate, and as everybody knows, if Gibby can hit the ball enough times, he will hit well. This would have been a tough play for the center fielder to throw Gibson out because he was going towards right field.
That'll bring up Larry Herndon.
They could be running here because the Cleveland Indians stole an awful lot of bases off this Texas pitching staff the other day.
Dave Stewart is ready. Stewart is not sure at all that Gibson is not going to be running. And a strike to Herndon. Larry did not start the game in Chicago on Sunday. He got into the game later, but John Grubb started in left field. He doesn't miss many ball games. He's waiting on the 1-strike pitch. Gibson at first, 1 out, 3 runs in here in the first inning. Pitch is over but low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Minnesota's at California, Boston at Seattle, and Toronto at Oakland. All night games in the American League. One ball, 1 strike. Inning started with a couple of walks. Then the home run by Evans gave the Tigers the lead. Herndon has a rip at a fastball, makes it 1-2. After Parrish fouled out, Gibson singled into right center field. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Herndon. You see Gibson, he is on go. He's waiting to pick the right time.
He would like to go, but Sparky Anderson gives all the signs. Nobody's on their own when they're stealing. He has to give every sign to Alex Grammas.
Herndon says you're taking too much time. It's been a long first inning for both Petry and Stewart. Dan gave up a couple of hits and a run. Stewart has walked 2. He's given up 2 hits. And another foul ball. This will be out of play. Rangers have a new catcher this year. We're so used to seeing Sunberg down there. He's been there so long. And they have Ned Yost. They got him from the Milwaukee Ball Club.
Yost's pretty good defensive catcher. He doesn't throw. Of course, nobody throws like Lance Parrish, but he's a good defensive catcher. He just did not get a chance to catch over Milwaukee because of Ted Simmons being over there the last few years.
Stewart is pitching tough to Herndon. He had to fight that one off to foul it back. Oh, comes a little bit 3/4 motion, throws extremely hard, and he can be tough on right-handed batters. He is tough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now we're ready to go as Herndon gets back in. We'll make it 2-2 to Larry. They play Herndon a little bit to right center field with this hard-throwing right-hander. George Wright is well over into right center, and the left fielder extremely deep, Billy Sample, and over toward left center.
Can you imagine what those fielders of the Texas Rangers are going to feel like come July and August in that heat with a slow pitcher like Stewart on the mound? Yeah. They'll lose 10 pounds a game.
Ball, he got it over, but low, and it's 3-2. This is the 4th batter this inning that he's gone to ball 3 on. First 2 batters he walked. 3-2 on Gibson. He singled. And now the full count to Herndon.
And they'll run Gibby now. I saw Sparky give the old go sign to Trzaskowski, and Trzaskowski went over and talked to Gibson.
Ball 3, strike 2. And the pitch coming up from Dave Stewart. There he goes. And he walked. A rather strange thing right now. Let's pause here 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Tigers 84. Now let George, Archie, and Barney make your afternoons the best time of the day with Detroit's favorite comedies. That's every weekday starting at 4 on Channel 4. I was going to say, Al, a strange thing. There's nobody throwing in the Texas bullpen. He's walked 3, given up a home run, a single, and still nobody throwing.
Rader says, well, he looks good on the mound anyhow. Looks good in his uniform. It's like a guy sitting in the hotel lobby. It looks good in the lobby.
Here's Dave Bergman. And a pitch outside to Bergman. Tiger fans getting their first look at this fella. He made a couple of sparkling plays in the no-hitter by Morris. Gibson at second, Herndon at first, 1 out and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bergman. Absolutely no stirring at all in the Texas bullpen. Dave Stewart is ready. He might have helped him a bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fellow throws this hard, you're going to help him out now and then. Stewart checks his runners. Ball bounces away for a moment, but no advance.
It looks like when he keeps the ball down, the ball moves an awful lot. Yost is having a lot of trouble with that pitch, and actually it's not a bad pitch. It's not too far from being out of the strike zone, but it must be sinking an awful lot.
It's ball 2 and strike 2 to Bergman. Here it is. And a foul ball.
This could be a good time for a steal here, George, or attempted steal. He just thrown a pretty good fastball. He had a good rip at it. He might come back with a breaking ball and might catch him by surprise.
Ball 2 and strike 2, and there they go, and a drive into left center. Sample is there. He'll put it away, and there's 2 outs. Well, they had him running. Bergman hit the ball well into left center field, and Billy Sample ran it down. So it'll be up to Chet Lemon with 2 on and 2 outs.
Chet Lemon, a big favorite here in Detroit because of the way he plays the game. He plays it hard all the time. A great outfielder.
Gibson at second, Herndon at first, 2 outs, 3 runs in here in the first inning. And a pitch in tight. Chester had some big hits in the Chicago series, a home run included. And it foul tipped it right off the bat. Pitch was high and tight, but it got the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 3-run homer by Darrell Evans here in the first inning. The Tigers lead 3-1. And the 1-1 pitch coming up to Lemon. Ooh, look out. Ball 2 and strike 1.
I don't think it was as bad as it looked. Looked like a changeup. Off-speed pitch of some kind. It's tough for a pitcher to hold on to the ball, get a good grip. It's cool here. You see there, he had plenty of time to get out of the way. Chet was looking for something out over the plate.
Ball 2, strike 1. a good rip at a fastball and fouls it back. Count is even at 2-2 to Lemon. If you've just joined us, Whitaker walked to start the game. Trammell walked. Darrell Evans hit one in the upper deck in right field to make it 3-0. Parrish fouled out. Then Gibson singled. Herndon walked. Dave Bergman flied to left for the second out. Now it's ball 2 and strike 2 to Lemon. And he just gets a piece of it. They play Chester a little bit to right. They're going to play most right-handed batters that way with this hard-throwing right-hander. Ball 3. So the count goes full again. It's the 5th time here in the first inning the pitcher Stewart has gone to ball 3.
And there's the bullpen.
Everything's quiet in the Ranger bullpen. Ball 3, strike 2, and the runners will be going. Here it is. He walked. So Lemon gets a walk. That's the 4th walk this inning. Tigers have the bases loaded with 2 outs. And the batter will be Howard Johnson.
Well, that's going to have to get some action in the bullpen. I mean, you just can't let a guy go out there and hang himself. It's obviously he doesn't have his good stuff. He's been a good pitcher for a couple of years out on with the Dodgers, and he's just having some trouble throwing the ball.
Howard Johnson will bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
They might give Howard the go on the first pitch here, although normally when you have the man with your bottom hitter up, they make him take a pitch, take a strike, but he might be swinging on the first pitch.
It's in the dirt, and a good block by Ned Yost. Dave Stewart's a little rattled at the moment, as you might expect from a pitcher who's walked 4 in the first inning.
Howard Johnson has to be a very patient hitter now. He cannot go after anything. He's having trouble getting the ball over the plate. If he swings, he has to look for a ball in one area, and then if it's not there, take it.
He got it over. Well, I don't know what the story is with Yost, but he's really been blocking the pitches instead of catching them cleanly. Tiger base runners. Gibson is at third base. Larry Herndon at second. Chet Lemon on at first base. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Johnson. Another good stop by Yost. Ball 2, strike 1. Well, he doesn't have anywhere to put him. He's got to get it over to Johnson.
Looks like Schmidt, number 24 in the bullpen.
And a strike makes it 2-2. Ball 2 and strike 2. Tigers have picked up 3, still have the bases loaded with 2 outs. The pitch to Johnson. Well, he hit it a mile, but he pulled it foul. He hit it a mile and pulled it foul.
Well, he really turned on a good fastball. Right at the end of the last couple of games of spring training, Howard started wheeling on that inside pitch, and he just opens up just too quick and pulls it foul.
So we do it again. Ball 2 and strike 2. And the count goes full again. 3-2 to Johnson. Ball 3, strike 2 with the bases loaded, and they'll all be running as Dave Stewart gets ready.
Good score, interference. Herndon was rounding third base, and Buddy Bell got right in his way.
There you see Sparky out there now. He wants interference call. It was ball 4 to Johnson. Ball got away from Yost, bounced away. We'll take a look at the last pitch.
See, they're running now on the play. The ball gets by Yost. It goes to his right. Now, right about this time, Herndon is rounding third base. And Buddy Bell stepped right in front of him.
Well, it's a walk, a run batted in for Howard Johnson. The 5th walk given up by Stewart. And Lou Whitaker will bat for the 2nd time this inning. And that's going to be all for Dave Stewart.
Well, this is enough to make a grown man cry. You have a pitcher with this ability not able to throw strikes. And the manager can put up with a lot of mistakes as far as base hits and so on, and errors even, because it's part of the game. But just to be wild, 5 walks in 1 inning, you don't see that very often.
No. We're going to get a pitching change right now. You see the motion to the bullpen by Doug Rader, and while there's a break in the action with this score, the Tigers 4, Texas 1, we'll pause for these messages.
Well, finally a new pitcher, Dave Schmidt, now pitching for the Rangers. Dave was born in Niles, Michigan. He has appeared, and you can see his record of a year ago. That is a little bit. He had shoulder problems, surgery on his elbow, and he got a late start in '83. So he pitched rather well for the Rangers, even though his record was only 3-3. He has pitched in 1 game, 1 inning, 3 innings so far this season over in Cleveland. Pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. His earned run average is 3.00. Good sinking fastball, been used mostly in relief by Texas. As I mentioned, he was born in Niles, Michigan. Sinking fastball. So Tigers can really break this one open with a base hit here by Lou Whitaker.
Sweet Lou steps in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Tigers have scored 4 times here in the first inning. Lou opened the inning with a walk, scored the first run for the Tigers. Herndon, Lemon, and Howard Johnson are the base runners. And the pitch. It's a ball, and boy, Yost looked like he wasn't looking for a breaking ball. He boxed that one around.
He better let the air out of that glove of his, I'll tell you that. It looked like he's catching with a balloon. Everything's bouncing out.
1 ball, no strikes. Bouncing ball to second. That'll get him out of the inning. So Smith comes on to do the job. The Tigers get 4 in the inning on only 2 hits, but they had 5 walks, and at the end of 1, they lead it 4-1. Here's our upcoming TV schedule. We're going to be in Boston on Sunday of this week. That'll be at April 15th, a 1:30 ball game. Then the following Sunday, we're going to be right back here in Detroit, the 22nd of April, for a 1 o'clock ball game. In Boston this Sunday, and right back here the following Sunday against the White Sox. Tigers lead it 4-1 as we go into the 2nd inning. We had a wild and woolly first inning. Petry gave up a run on 2 hits. Dave Stewart had a rather rough first inning. He allowed only 2 hits. One of those was a big 3-run homer by Darrell Evans. The other a single by Gibson, but he walked 5. In the first 2 he walked, scored. Pete O'Brien will lead it off against Petry here in the 2nd inning. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. O'Brien, Ned Yost, and Wayne Tollison will be the batters. Strike 2. Good hard pitch to the outside part of the plate, and Petry is out in front. And the strike 2 pitch. He got him. That's the off-speed pitch, Al. Slip pitch, whatever you might call it.
This could have been a very crucial inning for Dan Petry because of the long wait, 42 minutes. But you can see there an off-speed pitch. Looks like from here, outside corner. I tell you, those 4 runs might have just given Dan Petry a big sigh of relief, and he can relax now and just pitch his game.
That's Marty Springstead behind the plate, and he wasted no time. He waved him out. Ned Yost went for a breaking ball, 1 strike. Yost batting with 1 out, nobody on. Ooh, breaking ball. Parrish says, "Where in the world?" Marty says, "I can't call them all strikes." 1 ball, 1 strike. That's his bread and butter pitch. That good hard slider to the outside corner, and you don't have much time to decide whether it's going to be a strike or not.
It's cold weather. You generally you want to get out in front. You don't want to get hit on the fist because of the cold weather, so you sort of jump at the ball.
That'll make it 2-2 to Yost. Rangers got a run in the first inning on a single by Bell, and he scored from second on a single by Larry Parrish. There's a fly ball to left. Larry Herndon camps under it. So Yost is out on a fly ball. Out number 2, and the batter will be the second baseman, Wayne Tollison. We're in the second inning, 2 outs, nobody on. See how this little fella chokes up on the bat. Tells you he's going to punch the ball around, and he has great speed.
Yeah, good base runner. He stole 33 bases a year ago. George, he started a season last year as a utility infielder. The regular second baseman got hurt, and now they can't get this fella out of the lineup.
And he checks the swing, makes it 1-1. St. Louis at San Diego tonight. The Pirates are at Candlestick Park to play the Giants. This is foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers have 4 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Rangers 1 run, 2 hits. And Petry's trying to get him 1-2-3 here in the second inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That'll make it 2-2. Should get into the crowd and will. Petry hit him right on the fist. He popped it up, landed just beyond the Tiger dugout.
A couple pretty good wide receivers in college on this ball field today. This fella here led the nation one year in receptions, and of course Gibson, the great career he had at Michigan State as a wide receiver.
A little bit difference in size of the two fellas. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And another foul ball.
Tollison went to Western Carolina University. Made little All-American. And he is little.
He waits on the 2-2 pitch from Dan Petry. Right down the middle, and he got him. Third strikeout for Petry. He gets some 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the second. Tigers 4, Rangers 1. Here come the Tigers in the second inning. We get a look at the bleacher crowd. It's not quite that warm out there, but it is a beautiful day in Detroit.
They may not be feeling the wind. In fact, the wind is blowing in from right field, so they're not feeling the wind. We're feeling it up here in the booth, but it's still not that warm to be without a shirt on.
Trammell will lead it off. Alan Trammell walked, scored a run his first time up. And then it'll be Darrell Evans and Lance Parrish. Tigers got 4 in the first inning, and they lead 4-1. Dave Smith delivers. Breaking ball is low. Dave Stewart started for the Rangers. There's a bouncer that's foul past third. Smith came on in the first inning with the bases loaded. Got Whitaker to bounce out. And the 1-1 pitch to Trammell. He checks his swing and hits it right back to Smith. So an easy play for the pitcher. Out number 1, and the batter will be Darrell Evans. And he'll get a roaring salute from this sellout crowd.
It's one of the great advantages of being a DH early in the season in Detroit. You get a chance to go into the locker room, stay warm.
This big guy had a 3-run homer in the first inning, in case you joined us a little bit late. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. And another one. Strike 2 to Evans.
Quite a contrast in styles between Stewart and Schmidt. Schmidt's not throwing hard, but sinking the ball in the corners.
He misses outside. Of course, Evans at the moment will be looking for a strike, but in this ballpark, he's going to look for a lot of inside pitches. Ground ball to second. Tollerson picks it off and throws him out. So there's 2 outs. And the batter will be Lance Parrish. Lance foul to the catcher his first time. Checks his swing and fouls it away.
Lance is only batting 111 on the year, but he could have had 4 or 5 more hits over in Chicago. Hit the ball very hard, but had nothing to show for it.
Pitch and tie it, and it's 1-1. Dave Smith. Pitching in relief of Dave Stewart, has retired the first 3 batters he's faced. This is foul. Picked off by Alex Grammas. One ball, 2 strikes to the big guy. That'll make it 2-2. Seems like every pitch Smith throws, he's turning it over, away from the left-handers and down and in on the right-handers. And he struck him out. Pulled the string on him. Perry strikes out, and at the end of 2, the Tigers 4 and the Rangers 1. Well, a rather quiet second inning after a wild first inning here at the stadium. Rangers went out 1-2-3 against Petry, and the Tigers came right back against Dave Smith and went out in order. So it'll be the new shortstop, Curtis Wilkerson, to lead off. In the top of the batting order, Billy Sample and Buddy Bell. Well, the Tigers and Rangers will have tomorrow off, and they'll play again on Thursday. And on Thursday, no-hit pitcher Jack Morris will be on the mound for the Tigers. Curtis Wilkerson. Al, it's the first time we've seen this little fellow.
They obviously think an awful lot of him because they released Bucky Dent, very fine shortstop.
Here's a strike. Everybody shortens up on the infield. You can see Johnson. He is 5 steps or so in front of the bag at third base. Bergman's in at first. And a strike. He got the outside corner, so it's strike 2 to Wilkerson. Now they back up a bit. Not too much. Pitch is low, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the 3rd inning. Tigers lead 4-1. And the 1-2 pitch to Wilkerson. He fouls it away. I don't think Bucky Dent's caught on with anyone.
I haven't read anything about it in the paper, no. They're carrying a pretty good price handle.
Yeah, that does hurt. He got him right on the outside corner, and Wilkerson is called out on strikes.
Well, Petry going more and more to his curveball in the last 2 innings. Watch this pitch just flop on the outside corner. This is a new pitch for Dan. He has worked on it periodically at times, but has not thrown it very often. Usually goes with a fastball and slider, but worked very, very hard on a curveball in spring training.
There's Billy Sample, who hit the ball deep back in the 1st inning. It was caught. He pitches high. Larry Herndon made a good catch into the corner on the drive off the bat of Sample. 1 ball, no strikes. And he pops it up. This should get back on the screen. Wind is blowing in this direction. Petry has struck out 4. In fact, he struck out 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced. He got Gary Ward to end the 1st inning, struck out O'Brien and Tollison in the 2nd inning, and Wilkerson to lead off here in the 3rd.
Howard Johnson playing off the line at third base now as a hitter is pretty good indication that they're going to try to pitch you outside.
On a fly ball to center. Chet Lemon clips his glasses down. So Billy Sample is out on a fly to center. And the batter will be Buddy Bell.
Buddy Bell, what a player he's been over his career. 5-time Gold Glove winner. And you know, you sort of hate to see a guy like this been a great player, really play on some bad teams.
Here's a good curveball. Buddy Bell had a single his first time up, and he scored a run. The only Texas run of the game. Ooh, strike 2. Threw him a medium speed curveball for a strike, and then came right back with a hard slider to the outside corner. So it's strike 2 to Bell. One ball, 2 strikes.
Buddy Bell was traded from Cleveland for Toby Harrah in December of '78.
And the 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball. Toby Harrah had some good years with the Indians, and he now plays third base for the Yankees.
Buddy Bell was so sure that he was going to be traded over the winter months, George. He moved from Arlington, Texas, where the Rangers play, and has moved back to Cincinnati, where he was born and raised.
Where his father played for so many years.
Pretty good hitting outfielder for the Cincinnati Reds.
Gus Bell. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll make it 2-2. Kell's not only a good hitter for average, he's got a little punch. You make a mistake inside and he'll jerk it out of here. Foul tipped it. Oh, he had a tough pitch to hit, and he got a piece of it. Petry struck out Wilkerson to start this inning. He got Billy Sample on a fly to center. And now the count is even at 2-2 to Buddy Bell. And the count goes full. Ball 3, strike 2. George Wright would bat next if Buddy Bell gets on. And the payoff pitch from Petry. Struck him out. He foul-tipped it right into the mid of Parrish, and Buddy Bell strikes out. That's 5 for Petry. We go to the bottom of the third. The Tigers 4 and the Rangers 1.
As a relief pitcher, everybody thought I had it easy. See Pat here? He'd pitch his heart out for 8 innings or so, and then I'd come in, toss 3 or 4 pitches, and walk away with a win. But I had to train just like the rest of us. Yeah, well, I still like to keep in shape, and I drink. He drinks light beer from Miller. See, light's less filling, and light really tastes great. Will you just let me finish? Why? You never let me finish.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Let me finish that for you, Sparky.
Well, a 4-1 ball game. The Tigers in front as they come to bat here in the third inning, Al, and we're taking this shot from our center field camera.
Yeah, Tigers jumped off to that big lead right in the first inning, but they can't sit back. Schmidt is throwing a lot of off-speed pitches, turning the ball over. He's not throwing as hard as Dave Stewart was, but Stewart had a lot of problems with his control walking 5 men in the first inning. Tigers going to look for some off-speed pitches off of Schmidt.
Gibson will lead it off. Kirk had a single, scored a run back in the first inning. Gibson, Herndon, and Dave Bergman will be the batters. Tigers got 4 in the first after the Rangers got 1. Here's a strike. Schmidt continues to nibble away at the outside corner. We'll make it strike 2 as Gibby went for an off-speed pitch. Game has really settled down and belongs to the pitchers all of a sudden. Pitch was very close, missed on the outside. Gibson had a hard single his first time up, and he strikes out on a curveball that was in the dirt. So Gibson is out. Smith has retired 5 batters in a row.
Now the pitching pattern that I read off of Dave Schmidt is that he will not throw you 2 fastballs in a row. He might show you the fastball and then come right back with an off-speed pitch sometime, but it's obvious from this point right now that his fastball is not his best pitch.
Here's Larry Herndon, who walked his first time up.
Herndon having a little trouble getting on track here in this 84 season, but he'll hit. He's had 2 great years for the Tigers since coming over from the San Francisco Giants.
And a strike. Dave Schmidt walked right out of the bullpen, throwing nothing but strikes. Strike 2. Marty Springstead has widened the plate a little bit.
So. Yeah, he said 42 minutes for 1 inning, no more.
Pitch outside makes it 1-2. Minnesota and the Yankees are underway. No score at the end of 1. The pitch to Herndon. Still a ball and 2 strikes to the Tiger left fielder. He walked and was stranded at third base in the first inning. And another foul ball. Well, you don't get many good pitches to hit off this guy.
It gives you a lot of motion, and you have a tendency when a pitcher gives you a big motion and jumps at you a little bit, you have a tendency as a hitter to jump right back at him, but you have to lay back and wait.
Foul that'll get into the upper deck. Opening day in Detroit. Always an event in this city. Today is no exception. The weatherman has been most cooperative. A bright, sunshiny afternoon. Here's one hit into left center field. Well hit. This ball will go all the way to the fence. Herndon will stop at second with a double. He drilled it deep into left center. And some very fine play by Sample saved that from being a triple.
Yeah, excellent defensive play. You see there, he throws a fastball. Larry looking for a breaking pitch, still able to hit his fastball. That's why he doesn't like to throw his fastball too much. You can see the outfielders with good speed all throughout the outfield with the Ranger Ball Club made a good job of cutting it off and holding Larry Herndon to just a 2-base hit.
Dave Bergman will bat with a runner at second and 1 out. Bergman flied to left field his first time. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Now Berge should do rather well or has some pretty good cuts against Schmidt because he's not a real good fastball hitter. They try to throw him hard, but Schmidt does not throw many fastballs.
Here's a drive to right, a base hit. They're going to wave him in. Let's see. Here he comes. And the throw will go to second. Well, Bergman with a base hit. And the Tigers lead it 5-1.
Well, I happened to get that one out of my mouth just at the right time. You see there, he throws him a breaking ball. Berge is a good off-speed hitter. He hits it on the line. I thought Ward had a shot at Herndon. He hesitated, leaving second base, but Ward decided to go to second base instead of throwing home.
He's been a left fielder, Al, all of his life. Moved over to right. It might make a little difference.
It could, but he led the American League in assists for outfielders, or both leagues in assists. So he has a good arm.
Looked like he was undecided about whether to throw home or not.
Right field's tough to play, I'm telling you.
I know it is. I know it is. Chet Lemon, the batter. Chet foul tips it. Bob Amo down in our truck today, our technician for replays, celebrating his 51st birthday. All of these replays you see, courtesy of Bob Amo down in our truck. What a way to celebrate your birthday, down under the stands in the truck.
Well, that's true, but it's great to be at opening day. A lot of people can't make it or even watch, so it's great just to be at opening day or be able to watch the game.
The pitch to Lemon. There goes the runner. Here's the throw, and he's going to be out. Ned Yost put it right on the money. And Bergman is out. I think Lemon missed the sign.
Well, it was a good throw, and it's the only way they're going to get him, right on the money. Of course, usually if the ball beats you, no matter if you make a good slide or not, you're going to be called out.
Yeah, even if you tag him up around the belt, which it looked like he did, you're out. Lemon hits it hard to third base. Buddy Bell picks it off, and the inning is over. Tigers get a run on 2 hits. Nobody left, and at the end of 3, they lead it 5-1. come the Rangers in the 4th inning. They'll be sending up George Wright, Larry Parrish, and Gary Ward against Dan Petry. Well, Mr. John Fetzer, Mr. Tom Monahan, and Jim Campbell, and all the Tigers want to extend their congratulations to the Detroit Red Wing organization, their ownership, the officials, and the team for a most successful and interesting season.
A great year. They're definitely on their way up.
And we'll add ours to that.
Yes.
Congratulations to the Red Wings. George Wright bounced to first his first time up. And he hits it hard right at Whitaker. He hit it like a bullet. Right straight to Sweet Lou.
You can see Lou, even though he's wearing a glove, that ball had the sting. Hit him right in the pocket.
That'll bring up Larry Parrish, who had a single and a run batted in back in the 1st inning. They got this big guy from Montreal. He was the regular 3rd baseman at Montreal.
Didn't Al Oliver go over to Montreal, I believe?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll check that out. I thought Oliver and this guy played together. Here's a ground ball up the middle, but Trammell's there this time. Throws him out. I thought they played together in Texas. Maybe in the Hostetler deal. Hostetler came with him.
For Al Oliver, I was right. Dave Hostetler came over.
I should know you're always right. I should know that. Hostetler and Parrish for Al Oliver. Now Oliver, after 2 good years up there, has gone to the Giants.
Can't figure that out.
I can't either. He led the league in batting.
Hitting. Awful fine hitter.
He's had about 8 straight years of batting 300. I guess they were going to make room for Pete Rose.
But Rose is playing left field. Who knows?
Who knows? That's right. This is Gary Ward. We could call John McHale and find out. It's ball 2 and no strikes to Ward, who struck out his first time up. And a strike up the inside corner. Ball 2, strike 1. The 2-1 pitch. That'll make it 3-1 to Ward. Petry has not allowed a base runner since Larry Parrish singled back in the 1st inning. 9 batters in a row have gone down. And a foul ball. 3-2. They've got a scoreless ball game going in Philadelphia. Houston and the Phillies, no score in the 6th. Ball 3, strike 2. Ward batting with 2 outs, nobody on. And he walked. That's the first walk given up by Petry. A 2-out walk to Ward. And the batter will be Pete O'Brien. O'Brien struck out his first time up. Tigers lead it 5-1. We're in the 4th inning. Pitch is outside. They play behind the runner at first base. They don't figure Ward to be running with the Rangers down by 4. Pitch is low, and it's ball 2. Well, Petry, who had not walked a batter, walks Gary Ward, falls behind Pete O'Brien. Ball 2, no strikes.
Now, pitcher has a tendency to have be a little bit more careful when he gets to the middle of the batting lineup. He can go after the little guys, the guys that get on with base hits. But when you get guys who can hit the ball out of the ballpark, they have a tendency to be a little bit too careful.
He got the first 2 batters this inning. George Wright hit a screaming line drive at Whitaker for the first out. Parrish bounced to shortstop. Then he lost Gary Ward on a 3-2 pitch, and he has fallen behind O'Brien. Ball 3, no strikes. And he throws it right down the middle. Ball 3, strike 1. He looks down to third, but you know they'll turn him loose with this short right field fence. Give him a chance to swing away at it. It's outside, and O'Brien gets a walk. 2 walks in a row, and Petry is in a bit of a jam as Roger Craig makes his way out of the dugout.
Well, Roger comes out of the dugout. Usually it's just to settle his pitchers down. He's not going to give him any kind of information and things of that nature. He just wants to say, hey, just take your time now.
Okay, Al, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Tigers 84. Now find out how you can help choose the Music Machine Entertainer of the Year. That's on the Saturday Night Music Machine semifinals, Saturday at 7:30 on Channel 4. Well, he's going to have to get Ned Yost with 2 on and 2 outs. He flied to left field his first time up. And he takes a strike.
Yost had 6 home runs a year ago. He did not play very much at Milwaukee, but he does have some power.
One strike to Yost, 2 on, 2 outs, and he fouls it away. So it's strike 2. Rangers got a run in the first inning off Petry. Buddy Bell's single with 1 out, went to second on a bounce out by Wright, and then he scored on a single by Parrish. Then he retired 9 batters in a row before he walked Ward and O'Brien here in the 4th inning. And it's strike 2 to Ned Yost. And he got him. Quick breaking ball down and away. Yost strikes out. That's number 6 for Petry. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Tigers 5, Texas 1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Baseball Club and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any use or reproduction of this game
Here come the Tigers in the 4th inning. Howard Johnson will lead it off, followed by Lou Whitaker and then Alan Trammell. You know, Al, Peter Gammons had a very good article in the Sporting News. He said, in case you don't realize how good Alan Trammell really is, if you want to compare the stats of Trammell and Robin Yount, who most people call the best shortstop in baseball, after 6 years, Trammell is leading Yount in every department. Batting average, runs scored, home runs, runs batted in, slugging percentage, least errors. Is that a pretty good set of stats?
That is outstanding. And I never would have believed that he would be leading in home runs.
Trammell has 42 home runs and Yount has 34. Strike 2 to Howard Johnson. 280 batting average against a 270 batting average lifetime. Here's the strike 2 pitch to Johnson. Pitch is off the corner. Trammell made 93 errors, has made 93. Yount has made 178.
It's double.
And he struck him out. Howard Johnson strikes out on that off-speed pitch.
Tigers continue to be well out in front of Dave Schmidt.
There is one department they're tied in. They each have 303 runs batted in. Here's Whitaker. Pitch off the corner. Anytime you see that fastball from Smith, he's going to show it to you, but not get it over the plate where you can jump on it. Fly ball down the line and left. Here's a long run by Billy Sample. He's there and makes the catch. Billy Sample ran it down near the line in left field. Out number 2, and the batter will be Trammell. Allen walked, scored a run in the first inning, and he bounced to the mound his second time up. Alan Trammell just had his contract extended through the 1989 season. So barring an injury, the Tigers are set at shortstop for a long, long time. There's a strike. Allen is batting .381 in this young season. Ball 2, strike 1, and a breaking ball over for a strike makes it 2-2. Scoreboard tells us that he led the Tigers with 30 stolen bases last year. Ball 2 and strike 2. Here's one hit into left, way back. Sample is near the fence, and he's going to catch it. Trammell hit it deep in the left field, and Billy Sample, with his back to the fence, made the catch. At the end of 4, the Tigers 5, the Rangers 1.
Tigers 84 continues, brought to you in part by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. When buying a new car or truck, remember, the advantage belongs to your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, and by J.C. Penney, your official store for Levi's Olympic wear.
Off for the Rangers in the 5th inning. Curtis Wilkerson to follow, and then Billy Sample. Tigers 5, Rangers 1, as the Rangers come to bat here in the 5th inning. Right to the mound. He hit it sharply right into the glove of Petry, so 1 pitch and 1 out in the 5th inning. The batter will be the little shortstop Wilkerson. Curtis was called out on strikes his first time out.
Little fella's only played 3 years of professional baseball.
He impressed somebody in spring training. Doug Rader and company. Here's a line drive hit softly into the glove of Johnson at third. Howard Johnson thought it was hit hard at first. Then he had to wait for it to get there.
They cues it right off the end of the bat. Howard goes down on one knee almost, and then finally the ball gets to him.
So 2 pitches and 2 outs. Billy Sample says, maybe I better take one.
This Doug Rader, and I think he might be talking to his young man about, hey, you got to go up there and take a couple pitches.
I remember, Al, very early in my career here in Detroit when I was hitting against a pitcher. I swung at the first pitch and bounced it to third or somewhere, and I came back to the dugout, and Steve O'Neill said, "Have you ever seen that pitcher before?" And I said, "Never in my life." He said, "I believe I'd look at a couple then without swinging at the first pitch." This one is foul outside third.
Well, that's one of the theories that Ted Williams had for forever. Whenever he had never seen a pitcher or faced a pitcher before, he'd always take the first pitch. He always wanted to know how hard he was throwing.
Billy Sample has flied to left and flied to center in 2 trips. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Exit ball 2 and strike 1.
Texas has some speed on their ball club. Billy Sample stole 44 bases in '83.
A strike on the outside corner. You got to believe that Tolleson and Wilkerson can run. You look at them, you know they're going to run. Ball 2 and strike 2. And the pitch from Petry. He pops it up. Lou Whitaker is taking charge in the center of the diamond. He puts it away. Another 1, 2, 3 inning for Petry. Nothing across, and at the end of 4.5 innings, the Tigers 5 and the Rangers 1.
People think I always take the train because I'm afraid of flying. Me, afraid? Nah. I take the train because it's the best way to enjoy light beer from Miller. Rolling through the Rockies and all across the Midwest, less filling. And it tastes great coast to coast. That's why I take the train, not because I'm scared of anything. Hey, what happened to the light?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I went... Maybe I am a little afraid of the dark.
Darrell Evans is going to lead it off, and Chuck says we're going to look at his home run, Al, right here. He had a 3-run homer in the first inning.
Yeah, he was ahead of the count. He got a fastball, obviously looking for it, and there was no question once he left the bat, he stood at home plate, clapped a few times. What a way to start opening day at Tiger Stadium.
That 3-run blast put the Tigers in front. They were behind 1-0 at the time. They picked up another run in the first inning, another run in the third, and they led it 5-1 as Evans leads off here in the 5th inning. Evans, Parrish, and Gibson will be the batters. And a strike on the outside corner. This fellow Smith has done a good job. He's given up 2 hits, back-to-back hits, a double by Herndon and a single by Bergman. And that's been it. He has struck out 3 since coming on. Got Evans to bounce to second base. There's the off-speed pitch. He'll get you out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think that's Henke, H-E-N-K-E.
The 1-2 pitch to Evans. He taps it slowly towards second. So Darrell is out to start the Tiger 5th, and the batter will be Lance Parrish. He brought Smith on in the first inning. He might not want him to go too long in this weather. It's not that bad, but it's a little bit on the cool side. Well, the Yankees got 2, and they lead Minnesota 2-0 at the end of 3. Parrish checks his swing. He hasn't had a good swing today. Stewart hit him on the fist, popped him up in the first inning. Smith struck him out in the second inning. And a pitch low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have 5 runs on 4 hits. Rangers 1 run on 2 hits. Bouncer to third. Buddy Bell with a long throw. That's out number 2 in the 5th inning. And the batter will be Gibson.
Glenn Abbott getting a chance to loosen up for the Detroit Tigers. Abbott did not pitch very often in spring training in regular games, but he got a lot of innings pitched in B games.
Here's Gibby, who had a base hit, scored a run in the first inning, then he struck out in the third. He's batting with 2 outs, nobody on. That may be the last fastball he'll see. It was over but high. And a strike. Looks like a little screwball, Al.
Well, something off speed, and I don't think today yet he has thrown 2 fastballs in a row.
1 ball, 1 strike, and a bouncer towards first. Easy play for O'Brien, an easy inning for Dave Smith. And at the end of 5, the Tigers 5, Texas 1. 5-1, the Tigers lead as the Rangers come to bat in the 6th inning. Craig Reynolds has just hit a home run for Houston in that ball game against the Phillies. It was a 0-0 game in Philadelphia, and Craig Reynolds, the Houston shortstop, has hit a home run. Willie Randolph hit a home run against Minnesota with 1 on in the 1st inning, and that's the 2-0 lead they have over the Twins. A lot of games under the lights in both leagues tonight.
It's going to be cold in a few places playing at night. I think the White Sox are playing at home.
I think so.
At night.
They are. They hope they play against Cleveland tonight. Buddy Bell will lead it off. Buddy Bell, George Wright, and Larry Parrish here in the 6th inning. The Tigers lead by 4. And a foul ball. It'll get back on the roof. Buddy Bell had a single and he scored a run in the 1st inning. Then he struck out his 2nd time up. He hits it on the ground to short. Big hop to Trammell, and he's out. Buddy Bell is out, short to first to start the 6th inning. And the batter will be George Wright. George Wright is 0 for 2. He bounced to the first baseman. That set up the Texas run. It moved Buddy Bell down to 2nd, where he scored on a single by Parrish. Then his last time up, he hit the ball hard, right straight to Whitaker.
When we get a camera shot from our center field camera, we'll see how the shadows now are coming into play as far as making it more difficult for the hitters to hit and see the ball.
Pitch is low, and it's 1 ball. See the shadows right there.
That's a better shot there. You can see how the contrast as far as coming out of the sunshine into the shadows.
Yankee Stadium might be the worst for this. Boy, it gets very difficult, especially late in the year in New York. Ball 2, no strikes to George Wright. Rangers batting in the 6th, 1 out, nobody on. Tigers 5, Texas 1. Bouncer to first. Bergman, he with the Golden Glove, picks it off. Well, he came over here touted as a fine defensive first baseman, and he's done nothing to dispel that theory.
Yeah, one thing I like about him, he was going to go down and block the ball, because if he should happen to knock it down, still have plenty of time to toss it to the pitcher.
The batter is Parrish. Larry Parrish will bat with 2 outs, nobody on. He had a base hit, batted in a run in the 1st inning, and then he bounced out to shortstop in the 4th. Lance Parrish behind the plate, Larry Parrish the batter, and they could pass for Twins. They're about the same size.
Pretty good bookends.
Yeah. How about linebackers? Here's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This big fella is batting .364. He's batted in 6 runs on the season. So he's been their punch so far. And he has today. He's batted in the only Texas run. Ball 2, strike 1. Larry Parrish, the designated hitter. He played in right field last year, but as Al told you, he lost his job this spring to Gary Ward. He hits it towards shortstop. Here's the throw from Trammell. So Petry gets some 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still the Tigers 5.
Tigers 84 continues, brought to you in part by Ballpark Franks, the hot dogs that plump when you cook them, and Grill Master, the world's most distinguished chicken frank, and by Highland Appliance, everything you never expected from an appliance store.
Well, we have a new pitcher for the Rangers, big fella, Tom Henke, 6'5", 215 pounds. He has made 2 appearances so far this season. Has been roughed up quite a bit. He has pitched 1 1/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 4 runs. He was 1-0 a year ago with Texas. He spent most of the year up until September with Oklahoma City, where he was 9-6. As you can see there, a big fella, throws the ball hard. Obviously, must have been wild in that first outing of his, because he probably gave up a 3-run homer, which built his earned run average up to 20.25 in just 2 games. So I would imagine the Tigers are pretty happy to see Dave Schmidt out of the game.
Yeah, they didn't do much with Schmidt. A double by Herndon, a single by Bergman that got in a run, and that was the extent of it. That's the only 2 base runners they had against Schmidt. So Herndon will lead off here in the 6th. Herndon, Bergman, and Chet Lemon against the big right-hander Tom Henke. And a pitch outside to Herndon. Larry has walked, doubled, and scored a run today. And a fly ball hit to right. Gary Ward is there. He'll make the catch. So Herndon is out. The batter will be Dave Bergman. The game has really settled down after the first inning. Petry was a little shaky. He gave up a run on 2 hits. Dave Stewart was more than shaky. He gave up 4 runs on 2 hits, 1 a 3-run homer, and he walked 5 before he left the ball game. But since then, Tigers have had only 2 base runners. The Twins have had 2. One strike to Bergman. Batting with 1 out, nobody on. And a pitch low. Dave Bergman flied to left, then he singled to bat in a run back in the 3rd inning. Fly ball to center. Easy play for right. That's out number 2 in the 6th, and it'll bring up Chet Lemon. Worst spot in the world to bat is with 2 outs, nobody on. Ooh, he hit him. Just got a piece of it. I was going to say, Al, batting with 2 outs, nobody on, I used to try to pull the ball or at least into the corner, something for an extra base hit, because otherwise it's going to take 3 hits to get a run in normally. But Lemon is hit by a pitch ball. He's at first with 2 outs, and the batter will be Howard Johnson. Howard walked, drove in a run in the first inning. He walked with the bases loaded. Then he struck out in the 4th. Howard slammed one deep into the upper deck, foul by about 20 or 30 feet with the bases loaded in the first inning. Here's one over the head of the catcher, and down to second goes Lemon. It'll be a wild pitch charged against Hinkie.
This is a tough pitch for a catcher. You can see he gave a low target and just threw the ball completely over his head. The ball obviously must have slipped out of his hand.
So Lemon's at second with 2 outs, and it's 1 ball to Johnson. Howard's been hitting the ball hard. In Minnesota, he just missed a home run. He slammed it against the top of the fence. Hit one deep here today with the bases loaded. Had a base hit in Chicago that drove in a run. This may be his last time at bat. Tom Brookins begins to throw in the Tiger bullpen. There's a strike. Ball 2, strike 1. Philadelphia 3, Houston 1. They're in the 8th inning. Johnson waits on the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3.
That's Nolan Ryan pitching for Houston. They've been in quite a matchup if Steve Carlton could have been pitching for the Phillies.
Ball 3, strike 1. Runner at second, 2 outs. It'll make it 3-2. That's John Denny, number 40, pitching for the Phillies against Ryan. Another pretty good matchup. He was the Cy Young Award winner last year. Ball 3, strike 2. And the payoff. He walked. But Johnson gets a walk. Tigers have him at first and second with 2 outs, and the batter will be Lou Whitaker. And Lou is looking for his first hit today. He has walked, scored a run, bounced out, and flied to left. Lou batting at .217 in this young season. He hits it foul down the left field line. Whitaker had a big hit on Sunday against the White Sox. He drove in the go-ahead run, and the Tigers were never headed after that.
Lou's swinging the bat like he's trying to hit the ball to left field in the hole at third base.
One strike to Sweet Lou. That'll make it 1-1. See Hinkie trying to turn the ball over, twist it around a bit. One ball, 1 strike. To center. Backing up is George Wright, and he makes the catch. So the Tigers threaten but fail to score, and at the end of 6, they still lead it 5-1.
The fans can really be proud of the ball club that we have, the team that we're going to put on the field. We have so much talent, especially in the starting lineup, that I don't think anybody could put a better starting 8 on the field. as we have. And I think that the key for us is just to stay healthy and to play good, consistent baseball. And I think it's going to be really exciting for the Detroit Tiger fans this year. And I certainly hope that we can do the things that everybody expects us to do, because we're certainly going to try.
The Tigers take on the Red Sox Sunday afternoon at 1:30.
Here's our upcoming TV schedule. We're going to be in Boston on Sunday, April 15th. That's a 1:30 ball game. And the following Sunday, April 22nd, we'll be back here at Tiger Stadium at 1 o'clock against the White Sox. So Boston and Old Back Bay this Sunday. The following Sunday, back in Tiger Stadium. New third baseman, Al.
Yeah, Tommy Brookins coming in place of Howard Johnson. Defensive reason for Sparky Anderson and Tigers. Actually, third base has not had very many plays today. I think only one line drive to Howard Johnson, plus a base hit by Buddy Bell in the first inning.
Gary Ward will lead it off. Ward, O'Brien, and Ned Yost will be the Ranger batters. Tigers 5, Texas 1. We're in the 7th inning. Gary Ward struck out his first time up, then he walked in the 4th inning. He takes a strike from Petry. Gary Ward played with the Minnesota Twins last year. Good breaking ball. Strike 2. Tigers are off tomorrow. They will play again on Thursday against the Rangers. And Jack Morris will be the Tiger pitcher against Frank Tanana. Pitch was low, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Petry getting ready for the pitch to Ward. Makes it 2-2.
We had a shot at the bullpen, Berenguer and Abbott throwing. I don't believe that they will be going into the game. They have to get their work in. There's a day off tomorrow. So they're just getting some throwing time in the bullpen.
Here's a base hit into center field. Gary Ward rips it over the head of Whitaker into right center. And that's the first hit off Petry since the first inning. A leadoff single here in the 7th by Ward. The batter will be Pete O'Brien. O'Brien struck out in the 2nd. He walked in the 4th inning. Runner at first with nobody out in the 7th. And a fly ball into shallow left. It's going to be a long run for Herndon. He's near the line, and he'll put it away. A towering fly ball off the bat of Pete O'Brien is out number 1. We'll bring up Ned Yost. Ned Yost flied to left and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Baltimore plays tonight, Al, at home against Kansas City. Baltimore has not been able to win as yet. They lost on opening day at home against the White Sox. They went into the Metrodome and lost 3 straight to the Twins. Well, they tried again at home tonight against Kansas City. The pitch to Yost. Down low, and it's 1-1. A big crowd on hand, as you might imagine, a sellout here at Tiger Stadium on opening day in Detroit. And they got a thrill early in the ball game as Evans hit a 3-run homer in the first inning. Here's a strike. Darrell Evans, who couldn't get it going in spring training, and once the season opened, he has turned it on.
Did not hit a home run in all spring training. Opening day hit a 3-run shot in Minnesota.
And the one here today excited and ignited this huge crowd. The 1-2 pitch to Yost. Only get 2 and 2.
You know, this is the second time up for Abbott in the bullpen. He might be coming in. He threw earlier in the game, and now he's up again. Maybe the Sparky might say, let's get an inning or so in from him.
Ball 2 and strike 2 to Ned Yost. And the pitch from Petry. Ooh, he almost got it by him. Somebody's going to have to hurry. What a play by Whitaker. He hurried and he got him. That pitch was all the way by Yost when he swung at it. We'll look at it in a minute. And
you know, watch how he has to avoid the runner too. You know, the base runner has just as much right to that base path as Lou Whitaker. He had to wait for the base runner to get past him. That was a very tough play.
He made it. That's 2 outs. The runner goes down to second, and the batter will be Tolleson. Wayne Tolleson has struck out, bounced to the mound, and a pitch high. Tigers 5, Rangers 1 in the 7th inning. Petry gave up a leadoff single to Ward. He's at second with 2 outs. Pitch is low, and it's ball 2 and no strikes. Here's the Texas bullpen, Jim Bibby.
And can he throw? Be a good time to bring him in with all these shadows.
Ball 2, no strikes. Ball 3.
Well, right now what Dan is doing, when he's starting to release the ball, he's falling back. He's landing on his heel, and then when he's throwing the ball, he's falling back. That makes the ball go up high. He's not following through.
He's behind Tolleson. Ball 3, no strikes. And he walked him. Wayne Tolleson goes to first. Rangers have him at first and second. 2 outs. Wilkerson is a schedule batter, but he's not going to bat. We'll look at Petry now, Al, what you're talking about here.
He's just not staying down. He's following, you know, you see he's standing straight up when he's throwing, and he's just not following through and bending that back. Keep the ball down. You have to hit on a flex front knee. You cannot hit on a straight leg because that makes you throw the ball up high.
Roger Craig goes to the mound as Bobby Jones comes into the on-deck circle to bat for Curtis Wilkerson. Bobby Jones, a big left-handed batter, will bat for the shortstop with 2 on, 2 outs in the 7th inning. And the Tigers lead by 4. Gary Ward started this inning with a single. Petry got the next 2 batters, O'Brien and Yost. And he walked Tolleson, and now he's got to get Bobby Jones. And the pitch. Gets it on the ground to second. That'll get him out of the inning as Whitaker comes up with it. Petry gets out of another jam as Bobby Jones hit the first pitch right straight to the second baseman. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Tigers 5, the Rangers 1.
Well, we have a new shortstop, George. Jim Anderson has gone into play shortstop for the Rangers. There he is. Utility infielder, plays shortstop, second base. Tigers need some more runs. They scored 4 times in the first inning, 1 time in the 3rd, and they've been shut down by some pretty good relief pitching by the Rangers.
They had a couple of runners aboard in the 6th inning against Hinkie, his first inning in relief, and He got Whitaker on a fly to center to end that threat. So it'll be Trammell to lead it off here in the 7th. Allen is looking for his first hit today. He has walked, scored a run, bounced to the first baseman, and fly deep into left field. And a pitch outside. Trammell, Evans, and Parrish, the Tigers batters in the 7th. This one in the upper deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't forget now, tomorrow's an off day, but on Thursday, play will be resumed at Tiger Stadium, and Jack Morris will pitch against Frank Tanana. That should be a good matchup. Tiger fans will get their first chance to see Jack Morris at home this year, and the first chance after his no-hitter. One ball, 2 strikes to Trammell. There's a line drive, base hit. He may try for 2. Let's see. No, he'll hold up. Well, that Ranger outfield is very impressive, Al. They get to the ball quickly.
Yeah, great speed. Sample does not throw well. Alan Trammell, what an improved hitter over the beginning of last season. You don't see how late he stays. He keeps his shoulders closed. He doesn't jump at the ball, and he is a much, much improved hitter.
He said in spring training he felt like he was a big league hitter now. And he is. There's Darrell Evans. He had a 3-run homer in the first inning. He's bounced to second base twice since then. Tigers batting in the 7th. The runner at first with nobody out, and they lead by 4. I tell you, somebody's done some talking to these pitchers. They've told them they'll run. Stewart took a lot of time pitching with runners at first base. Hinkie giving Trammell a long look. In Chicago, the Tigers just ran at will, especially on Tom Seaver.
Alan Trammell has 4 stolen bases. He has now had a chance to look at Hinkle, and he might just take off.
He's gone on his way. Throw, and he's out. Boy, Yost just made a perfect throw. Trammell had a good jump, and Yost made a perfect throw to get him right on the money.
It had to be right on the money. The ball right at the bag. The second baseman does not have to move his glove. And you can see there Allen slid right into him.
1 ball, 1 strike to Darrell Evans. And a foul back makes it 1-2. They're in the 5th inning in New York, and the Yankees lead 2-0 over Minnesota. A 2-run homer by Willie Randolph in the first inning. That's the home opener for the Yankees. They open on the road in Kansas City. Then went to Texas. Ground ball to second. Evans is out. Out number 2 here in the 7th inning. And the batter will be Lance Parrish. Lance is 0 for 3. Fouled out, struck out, bounced to third. He bats with 2 outs, nobody on. Big sweeping curveball. Final from Philadelphia. The Phillies 3, the Houston Astros 1. Makes it 1-1 to Parrish. We're in the 7th inning. The Tigers 5, Texas 1. Petry has gone all the way. Dave Stewart started. Smith relieved him in the first inning. Then Henke in the 6th. It's ball 2 and strike 1 to Parrish. Get 2 and 2 to Lance. New York plays at Atlanta tonight. Montreal at Cincinnati tonight in the National League. Ball 2, strike 2. And he struck him out. Big sweeping curve, and Parrish strikes out. So at the end of 7, it's still the Tigers 5, the Rangers 1. We're in the 8th inning in Detroit. The Tigers 5 and the Rangers 1. It'll be the top of the batting order for Texas. Billy Sample to lead off, followed by Buddy Bell and then George Wright. Dan Petry has gone all the way for the Tigers. Dave Stewart, Dave Smith, and Tom Henke have been the pitchers for the Rangers. Doug Bear is now throwing in the Tiger bullpen along with Abbott. There's Billy Sample to lead it off. He has flied to left, flied to center, and popped to the second baseman. And the pitch coming up from Petry. 1 ball, no strikes. And a strike. He got the inside corner, makes it 1-1. As Al told you, this fella Billy Sample had a great minor league career. Averaged some 358 in the minor leagues. And a strike. Parrish asking for the call from first base umpire, but Marty Springstead says, I say it's a strike. Makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he struck him out. He just threw it by him about a letter high, and Billy Sample strikes out.
Well, a little help here. Looked like he's looking for a ball out over the plate, and Dan pulls him and throws a fastball inside. Do it right by him.
That's his 7th strikeout, the first one he's had since the 4th inning. He had 6 at the end of 4. Picks up his 7th, leading off here in the 8th as Buddy Bell takes a strike. Buddy Bell had a single in the first inning and scored a run. Since then, he has struck out, bounced to the shortstop. Strike 2.
Buddy Bell, not too sure that was a strike, but Dan Petry looked like he was laboring the first few pitches he threw to Sample, but now all of a sudden seems to have the groove back again.
It's strike 2 to Buddy Bell, and a ball makes it 1-2. 5 runs on 5 hits for the Tigers, 1 run on 3 hits for the Rangers. As Dan Petry gets ready. Fly ball into left. Larry Herndon waves everybody away. So Buddy Bell is out on a fly to left. Out number 2 in the 8th inning. And the batter will be George Wright. George has bounced at first, lined to the second baseman, and hit the ball sharply to the first baseman his last time up. He's batting with 2 outs, nobody on. And a pitch outside. Petry delivers, fly ball to left. Here's Herndon coming in under it. So Petry gets some 1, 2, 3 in the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th, the Tigers 5 and the Rangers 1.
Look out, here comes the semifinals on the Saturday Night Music Machine. Curtis Gatson introduces this year's 8 winning performers, but which 3 will advance to the finals? Who's the best? Will your favorite be one of the lucky 3? Find out how your vote will decide. Hot music, hot dancing, and loaded with extras. The Saturday Night Music Machine semifinals at 7:30, right here on Channel 4.
Well, we have 2 changes for Texas. The new catcher is Foley, Marv Foley. And Big Jim Bibby is pitching for the Rangers now. Jim is not listed in the Ranger press guide, but know a lot about this fellow. Pitched in the National League for a long time with Pittsburgh. He was in the American League for several years. Hard-throwing right-hander. You can see with tremendous size. His biggest problems over the year has been his control. Takes a long time to deliver the ball, and if the Tigers should happen to get men on base, he's a real good man to steal on.
Al, they just announced the attendance, 51,238 at Tiger Stadium on this opening day. Gibson, the batter, and he tried to check it and he couldn't. It's 1 strike to Gibby. Gibson has had a hit today in 3 trips. He leads off here in the 8th for the Tigers. And a pitch outside makes it 1-1. Jim Bibby, the pitcher, and Marv Foley, the catcher. A new battery here in the 8th inning for the Rangers. Ground ball slowly towards second. And Gibson is out. He hit him right on the fist. And Gibby rolled it down to second. 1 out in the 8th inning, and the batter is Herndon, who has walked, doubled, and flied to right. Don't forget, on Thursday will be the next ball game at Tiger Stadium. Jack Morris will go against Frank Tanana. Pitch is low. One ball, no strikes. Larry Herndon batting with 1 out, nobody on. And a strike makes it 1-1. We're in the 8th. After a wild and woolly first inning, it has settled down to only 1 run being scored since then. Pitch is high. Ball 2, strike 1. Rangers have 3 hits. The Tigers have 5. Ball in tight. Ball 3, strike 1. Bibby throws hard, as Al Kaline told you. He's had some control problems down through the years, but he brings it at you. Ball 3, strike 1. And he walked him. Larry Herndon gets his second walk today. He's at first, 1 out, and the batter will be Bergman. Dave's had a base hit, and he batted in a run with that base hit. He's 1 for 3. Pitch is low to Bergman. One ball, no strikes. Runner at first, one out. Herndon goes back head first. And a strike. He got it over about knee high. Makes it 1-1 to Bergman. Jim Bibby is the pitcher as he looks into his catcher, Marv Foley. Breaking ball is low. Ball 2, strike 1. Tigers got 4 runs in the first inning. They picked up 1 more in the third, and that's been it. Rangers got 1 in the first. Ball 2, strike 1. This is foul. Evens the count at 2-2. Bergman's base hit was a line drive to right that drove in Herndon from second. Herndon at double just in front of him. Now he bats with Larry at first base and 1 out. It's a ball 2 and a strike 2 count. And the pitch. There goes the runner. He struck him out and throws safe at second. Foley put the throw right on the bag, but a head first slide by Herndon, and he has a stolen base.
Yeah, Bergman goes for a bad pitch. Looked like a very close play down at second base. You be the judge. Ball looks like it's there in plenty of time, and they call him safe.
Take another look at it from another angle, and did look like he might have been out.
Might have been out.
He's at second with 2 outs, and the batter is Chet Lemon. Pitch is high to Lemon. 1 ball, no strikes. Chet's 0 for 1. He has walked today. He's been hit by a pitch ball, and he has bounced to third base. He bats with Herndon at second, 2 outs in the 8th inning. Jim Bibby gets ready. And a pitch in close. Ball 2, no strikes. Two and out to Lemon. He's trying to get the runner in from second as Bibby looks in. Bouncing ball to deep short. Here's the long throw, and Lemon is out. So the Tigers put a runner at second, failed to score, and at the end of 8, Detroit 5, Texas 1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Tigers 84. Now join Mort Krim and Carmen Harlan for a complete report on opening day 1984. That's on News 4 at 5:30 tonight here on Channel 4. We're in the 9th inning. The Tigers lead it 5-1. Larry Parrish will lead it off, followed by Gary Ward and then Pete O'Brien. And a pitch low. Parrish has had a hit today. He batted in a run in the first inning. 1 for 3 for the big guy. He hits it to third. Brookins picks it off. So Parrish is out. Tommy Brookins on over to Bergman. And the batter will be Gary Ward. Gary Ward has struck out, walked, and singled. He's 1 for 2. Ninth inning in Detroit on opening day.
Well, it's been a great day. The weatherman cooperated. It's been a very pleasant day here at Tiger Stadium.
He says it's going to be good throughout the week. And the Tigers and Rangers play again on Thursday. Fly ball, it's curving foul. This should reach the seats, and it will. Oh, he's got it. A kid in the glove made a whale of a catch. Give him a contract.
Give him a contract. And the old ballpark is really looking in great shape.
Oh, the ballpark looks better, Al, than I've ever seen it.
Absolutely.
The old ballpark looks great. The strike one pitch to Ward is low, and it's 1-1. Ninth inning, 1 out, nobody on. Tigers 5, Rangers 1. And Petry is trying to wrap it up. Pitch is over but high, and it's ball 2. Yankees 2, Minnesota nothing in the 6th inning. There's a base hit over the head of Whitaker into right center field. Gary Ward gets his second hit. So a 1-out single by Ward keeps it going here in the 9th. And the batter is Pete O'Brien. This left-handed hitter has struck out, walked, and flied to left field.
Well, the Tiger bullpen is going full blast, and you would expect Lopez, the right-hander, and Hernandez, the left-hander.
A strike on the outside corner to O'Brien. This is Marv Foley in the on-deck circle. 1 strike to O'Brien. And the pitch. Outside makes it 1-1. You've got to figure, Al, that Sparky won't go too long with Petry here in the 9th.
I wouldn't be surprised if this hitter should happen to get on that he goes with a new pitcher.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. The pitch was low and inside, and it's ball 2, strike 1. He got the first batter this inning, Parrish, on a bounce out, and a single to Ward. And the pitch coming up to O'Brien. And a line drive, base hit into right. Oh, it's caught! Gibson caught it about knee high. Good play by Gibson. That ball carried extremely well. And Gibby came right on to get it.
I think he kind of surprised the ball got out there that fast. Gibby with that tremendous speed, looks like the ball is going to drop in, but he just outruns the ball. And not to labor on the fact again, but that's a terrible Sunfield in right field right now.
Just a fine play by Gibson. And that probably kept Petry in the ball game. A line shot into right, and Gibby picked it off about knee high. And the batter is Marv Foley. He's batting for the first time, and he hits it foul right at the plate. I don't know about that now. Parrish says, wait a minute. Okay. He's giving an explanation to the Tiger bench that the ball hit Foley. If it did not and had a roll fair, it would have been a fair ball, but he grabbed it Mar Foley batting with a runner at first, 2 outs. Ned Yost batted 3 times in the game before Foley got in the 8th inning. Pitch is low, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 9th inning at Tiger Stadium. A runner at first with 2 outs, and the Tigers lead by 4. Petry trying to get him out here in the 9th. This is a fair ball fielded by Bergman. A good play by Bergman. Ball was hit hard just inside the bag. Bergman picked it up, stepped on the bag, and Dan Petry has gone all the way as the Tigers win it 5-1, and we'll be right back.
As a relief pitcher, everybody thought I had it easy. See Pat here? He'd pitch his heart out for 8 innings or so, and then I'd come in, toss 3 or 4 pitches, and walk away with a win. But I had to
Tokyo, Japan to see Detroit's own Romantics live in concert from now until April 13th. When Puba-san gives you the word, be the 3rd caller at 298-6360 for one of 3 week-long trips for 2 to Tokyo, including round-trip air furnished by Northwest Orient, hotel, concert tickets, and 88,000 yen spending money. Be listening to Riff for your chance to invade Japan with the Grand Puba-san.